Today I'm talking about heavy albums from 1993, during the time of grunge and alternative rock, a time where heavy bands had to make compromises to earn or obtain a major label status. Number 1. Anthrax. Sound of White Noise. This would be their 6th album, yet their first release on Elektra Records. This would also be the first album to feature Armored Saint vocalist John Bush, and the final album to feature lead guitarist Dan Spitz. This album was also produced by Dave Jourdain, who also produced Armored Saint's Symbol of Salvation from 1991 with John Bush. This album features the singles Only, Room for One More, Black Lodge, and Hyperglow. The thrash influence by the band is overshadowed by groove metal and alternative metal influences. This album went gold, selling 500,000 certified units in the United States. James Hetfield from Metallica even referred to the song Only as a perfect song. I would not call this album a sellout by any means, yet others may disagree with me. The performance and the production is unbeatable. There are no fillers on this album at all. 2. We have Crowbar's self-titled album on Pavement Records. This would be their 2nd album. The songs All I Had I Gave and Existence's Punishment have music videos, and both were featured on Beavis and Butthead. The album also features a cover of Led Zeppelin's No Quarter. This album is produced by Philip Anselmo, frontman of Pantera, as well as the band Down. Down also features Crowbar frontman Kirk Windstein on guitars. 100,000 copies of this album were sold, which is impressive for a heavy independent release at this time frame. The style of this album would be considered sludge metal, and also has elements of doom and punk rock. You can even hear bluesy guitar riffs and jazzy drum beats. Crowbar is proof that New Orleans created the sludge metal sound. 3. Sepultura, Chaos AD, Roadrunner Records. The Chaos AD album experimented with groove metal and tribal percussions, but not fully abandoning their death metal and thrash metal influences. This would be Sepultura's first time gold record sold. This album was produced by Andy Wallace and features a guest appearance by Jello Biafra from the Dead Kennedys. This album features the singles Refuse Resist, Territory, and Slave New World. This is also the first Sepultura album that bass player Paulo actually recorded his bass parts on. Number 4. Typo Negative, Bloody Kisses. This album went gold in 1995 and platinum in the year 2000. This would be the band's 3rd full-length album and the last album to feature original drummer Sal, who left to join the band Life of Agony. The singles of this album are Christian Woman, Black Number 1, and the Seals and Crofts cover, Summer Breeze. And there is a standout track to this album that I really enjoy, called Kill All the White People, which would be the punk song of the record, representing Peter Steele's former band, Carnivore. The style of the album is mostly gothic doom metal, and of course some alternative rock influences. Number 5. Carcass with the album Heartwork. This would be the band's only major label release on Columbia Records. Heartwork is their 4th album overall. The album Heartwork was also by H.R. Geiger. Carcass is one of the few death metal bands to make it on a major label. This album sold 81,000 units. Carcass also released an EP under the same name with 2 non-album tracks. Number 6. Melvins with the album Houdini. This album was produced by Garth Richardson and Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain even performed as a guest on the album. This would be the 5th album released by the Melvins and their first major label debut on Atlantic Records. There was a little bit of controversy with Kurt Cobain's involvement with the recording of this album, but I'm not going to get into that. You can go find that out yourself. This album features the singles Hooch, Lizzie, and Honey Bucket, as well as a Kiss cover, Going Blind. And despite being on a major label, having heavy grunge influences, it also has doom and sludge metal as well. And this was their highest selling album. Number 7. Nirvana in Utero. This would be the 3rd and final album by the band. This album features several singles, All Apologies, Dumb, Rape Me, Heart-Shaped Box, etc. In my opinion, this album is more rough and more dark than the previous album, Nevermind. Plenty of the songs are based off of Kurt Cobain's personal struggles in life. The album took approximately 2 weeks to record, and the record label, David Geffen Company, almost refused to release the album for not sounding commercial enough. The album went 5 times platinum, despite the album having a very raw sound to it. Number 8. Smashing Pumpkins, Siamese Dream. This would be the band's 2nd album, and is certified 4 times platinum. This album features the 4 singles: Cherub Rock, Today, Disarm, and Rocket. Around this time, Smashing Pumpkins were hyped up to be the next Nirvana. The sound of the album is mainly alternative rock, but has a lot of shoegaze, dream pop, and heavy metal influences. And despite the heaviness of the album went 4 times platinum in the United States. Some of the lyrics of the songs are based on singer Billy Corgan's nervous breakdowns and insecurities, as well as his troubled past. Some of the band members went through drug use and suicidal thoughts, but those are topics I really do not want to cover. And on a good note, at least the album's a masterpiece, and let's just be grateful for that. Thank you for checking out Mean Street Journal. Until next time, make sure you subscribe and ring the fucking bell, please and thank you. T Public also carries Mean Street wear for your offensive needs. Check it out. See ya.